Hello and welcome to the channel. This is episode 5 of my cycle camping trip to the north of the Netherlands, and here you find me passing through Groningen on my way to a campsite to the east, and I'll visit here again later. Being a city that I've wanted to visit for a long time and never really made it out this part of the country, so the whole point of my journey was really to make it up to Groningen and then have an explore around. Anyway, it was a good excuse to stop for a coffee, and I saw an intriguing shop opposite. I thought I might pop back later and get that apron. I travelled east through Groningen and followed a straight canal to my campsite just north of the village of Schildwold. Please subscribe so you don't miss out on later episodes. Using waterways is such a great way of moving heavy goods around. How they get their cars on and off, I never work it out. The lifting bridges are always a good excuse to stop and have a rest. By the time I eventually arrived at the campsite, the day had become increasingly blustery with very strong winds, which is never good for cycling. I chose a sheltered corner of the campsite, away from the risk of falling branches, and always try and place myself where there's no risk of close neighbours, so I don't keep them awake with my snoring. My second-hand tent stood up to the wind well, but I was to find out later that it wasn't as waterproof as I thought. I like having the use of the picnic table, but this was later commandeered by later arrivals. Just look at this site, isn't it fabulous? It met all my expectations. It was peaceful, well equipped, and I decided to make it my base for a few days. It wasn't unusual just to see other campers sitting in a corner in the sunshine, reading a good book. I decided to make it my base for a few days while I explored this part of the country, which was always my original intention. These small campsites are primarily for walkers and cyclists and don't generally have caravans and motorhomes, and the emphasis is very much on sustainability and wildlife. Although I joined the camping club in previous years, I never got to visit because of COVID. Many of the facilities and amenities are based on trust and honesty boxes. I stayed for 4 nights and it cost me €44 in total. I came across this little fella. He must have been guardian of the garden, I think. There was a large barn, and inside of which there was a kitchen with free cooking facilities, and so I saved on gas for my hike stove, so I was pleased about that. I could also charge my mobile phone and my tech and have a shower, and in the evening I could relax in the chairs when it became dark outside. There was also a library which was well stocked with information about the area, with maps and leaflets about signs and attractions to visit. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments. I do read them all and I love having you along for the ride. You can rent a basic cabin, but I like my private spot, only to be surrounded later by campers pitching their tents only a few metres away. Please make sure you join me for episode 6, where I take a tour around the local area.